what's going on in New Jersey as far as legislation on the social equity side, and what's your connection there?
Yeah, so I mean, listen, first and foremost, I've always been a supporter of day one social equity in every state when federal legalization comes around, whether that's um, for me, I'm here in New Jersey. I'm a native, born and raised in the state of New Jersey. So this opportunity is something that myself and other colleagues, friends, childhood friends, people I grew up with have been looking forward to for a very long time. In that, it's great that it passed, and it's great that it passed in such a in such a dramatic fashion, right? To say that, you know, so much of the state was in support, but it's good to celebrate for a minute, but now we have to make sure that the correct work is done. We have to make sure that legislatively, what's brought forward is a representation of the people that have been harmed by the war on drugs, right? And we know that the Black community specifically, specifically here in New Jersey, there's you have 3.25% higher rate of being arrested for cannabis than our white counterparts, right?
Right.
We have to make sure that legislation is representative of just that we are getting the opportunity first bid, that there's a social equity component to that application that allows those communities to be able to participate in such a booming industry. And not just the participation part, but we want to make sure that the taxes, the revenue that's coming from this industry, which is expected to be huge, specifically in the state of New Jersey, we want to make sure that those tax revenues are also being trickled down and also being sent back to those communities, again, that have suffered. I mean, you mentioned names like Mary Pryor and Leo Bridgewater, Jessica Gonzalez. Those are Dashida Dawson. Those are leaders.
Yes, and people.
Yes, in the space. And, I was fortunate enough to join a call with them yesterday. We want to make sure that everybody is on the same page, specifically activists, specifically people of color. We want to make sure that we are all going towards the goal, and that that specifically this legislation is representative. And a lot of people say reparations, but it's more allow the system to make correct what they have already messed up, right? Well, the last thing we want is more rules and more bills that's going to cause more distress for the African American community, and is not going to allow easy access to be a part of this industry.